Cartilage pierced for 9 months. I got it pierced back in December, and it didn't hurt as bad as I thought it would. I got it pierced with a needle instead of a gun, so I thought it was gonna hurt like really bad. But it only hurt, it was only like a little pinch. So it didn't hurt at all. What really hurt was the healing process because it was sore for a couple weeks. I couldn't sleep on my side. It just hurt. It took me about 3 or 4 months for my ear to heal completely, meaning it didn't hurt and I could sleep on my side. Usually it takes about 3 to 6 months, or it can take longer. Everybody's different, so it really just depends on you. My ear probably would have healed sooner, but shortly after I got it done, I went to go visit my cousins, and my little cousin is 5, and she actually bumped my ear, and it hurt so bad because my ear was still sore and still healing. So if you're around kids, just be careful because if they bump your ear, it will hurt, especially right after you get it done. You just really have to be careful. So I got my piercing done at a tattoo shop by a professional piercer instead of going to Claire's or getting it pierced in the mall, because I did my research and getting it done by a professional piercer with a needle is much better than getting your cartilage pierced with a gun, because the needle goes in smoother and it just allows for a clean hole, whereas a gun just blasts into your ear and that can result in tissue trauma, and it just heals much better when you get it done with a needle by a professional piercer, and it's much more sterile when you get it done by a professional piercer. So I would definitely recommend getting it done by a professional piercer instead of Claire's or the mall. Cleaning your piercing is so important. You have to clean it 2 to 3 times a day. And what I did was, when I wake up, I cleaned my ear. Sometimes in the afternoon I would clean it, and then before I went to bed I cleaned my ear. How to clean your ear. Okay, so what I use is I use antibacterial soap. That is what my piercer told me to use. You basically just dilute it with water, and I have some hair that I diluted running out, but this is just water and antibacterial soap mixed together, and I just pour this onto a napkin and clean my ear with it every day. And this is what my piercer told me to use, and he actually had a bottle just like this that he showed me after I got my piercing done. So you just go by what your piercer tells you to do. Some will give you a solution that you can use. You can also do sea salt. Sea salt. You can also use sea salt. So just go by what your piercer tells you to do. So I did develop a small bump behind my ear, and this was probably about like 2 months after I got it done. And I got this bump because I know you can develop bumps or infections because your body rejects piercing, and everybody's body is going to react differently. So if you notice any type of infection or bumps or anything, definitely get it checked out. I would recommend going to your piercer as soon as possible just to get it checked out, because you don't want it to progress into anything worse. So as soon as I noticed that bump, I went right to my piercer, and he told me to use tea tree oil or sea salt. So I got some tea tree oil, and what I did was I put it on my ear right before I went to bed, and I just left it on my ear overnight and rinsed it off in the morning. He recommended sea salt, but instead of doing that, I got aspirin. You can also use that to get rid of the bump. So I took some aspirin and I crushed it, and then I added water to make a paste, and I would put that on my ear, leave it overnight, and then rinse it off in the morning. I know people's bodies could be rejecting the piercing, and that's what my piercer told me, was my body was rejecting the piercing, which is why that little bump. It was so small. It was like this big. It was really small, so it wasn't like but I was still freaking out. Um,
I'm like, oh my goodness, there's a bomb. Like, no.
but I was also slacking on my cleaning at that point because college student. Yeah, I was slacking on my cleaning, but once I got back to cleaning my ear like regularly, like I was supposed to, it went away. I didn't have any problems. I still clean my ear every day. Yeah, I love my piercing. I love it so much. Am I gonna get any more? No, I'm not. Like, I got my one that I wanted and I am good. It is healed. I can sleep on my on this side normally. It doesn't hurt. I can touch it. I can change my earring out and all that good stuff. I hope that I addressed any concerns that you had about your cartilage piercing. If you have any additional questions, just drop a comment below and I will see you in my next video.